Good afternoon, YouTube. Ryan Engelstad here again for another video. I guess this is Ryan Rambles Part 2. A second rambling. Maybe I'll do more of these. I don't know. Was shopping at Goodwill, and I found this cool toy. Still had a lot of the people. 2 Ernies, Bert, the old Big Bird, and the mailbox, and caught me in a weak moment, and I bought it because I don't remember having this one as a kid, but I remember having the apartment building that had 2 levels, and the Ernie and Bert beds that were made of sponge, but they were hard plastic on the outside, but the sponge was the bed, and you put them in it. Anyway, it was a great memory. And I know I had the barn, which was very similar to this. It'll have the same, slide and lift off inside. But the rambling is about Goodwill. And, Goodwill, you can run your business any way you want. But, your customers, you have several different groups of customers. Some buy from Goodwill to get the cheap clothes and what they need. And there's people like us who buy Nerf stuff to play with and mod. And we can only do that if we get the stuff cheap enough that we're willing to sacrifice, a $3 blaster to make it something cool. Or for parts, or, to make something great. But there's also people who shop at your stores to turn around and sell things, and something like this would be a prime example. This is from, if you look at the date, maybe you can't in the shadow down there, 1976, so this is around as old as I am. And the stickers are still in place. They haven't fallen off, they haven't been wrecked, it hasn't gotten waterlogged, they haven't turned to that crystal, the glue hasn't turned to a crystal, like a lot of those things do. It still has all the detail. This thing still works, and the belt still works, and it has a lot of the pieces. It has 2 Ernies, the mailbox which can hide another person, a Bert, and things. And then you go and wrap it in this really sticky tape, and I was able to get it all off, except for you could see where it ripped some here on the underneath Clubhouse. But something like that would damage the value of the item when you're doing it to turn around and resell. Not that all your customers do that, but believe me, I've been shopping at Goodwill for many, many years now. There's a fair number of people who walk around with their smartphones on eBay, and they just buy stuff to turn and sell, which is fine if that's what you want to do. Whatever. That's just fine. It's a good thing to do, and makes things like this available for people who have the memories of these from their childhood or are looking for an item. Anyway, enough on that. But when you damage the item, it's going to take away the value. So you're going to, you're hurting that customer base of yours from, potentially purchasing some of these. Now, you may be saying, Ryan, you have a silly Nerf channel. Why are you mentioning a Sesame Street toy? Well, first of all, because I like Muppets. And second of all, a few videos back, I had the shield and dagger set from Nerf that they had used the same, and it's good tape. You can't fault them for not buying quality tape. It's very sticky, and it hurt the foam because they taped the dagger to the shield, which kept them together and made it really nice for me to purchase them both together, which I appreciate. But again, taking the tape off hurt the foam a bit. And they also like to put stickers, like this one's, okay, that's fine. They put the sticker on hard plastic. But they like putting stickers on top of stickers. Maybe because it's a nice flat spot of the product, and they get a really good seal. But when the sticker has been there since 1976, and you put something with stronger adhesive on, you're going to damage what people are buying. So, stop doing that, man. I can do a whole other video on the pricing that you guys do, and then, pros and cons of that. But when you damage the product that you're trying to turn around and sell at a fair price, you're taking this out of collectors' hands and putting it back into kids' hands, which is, again, that's fine, and they'll play with it and they'll break it and it'll be gone. But just to think that just by taping all the doors and windows shut and wrapping around in tape is going to keep the people inside, believe me, I've seen kids in your store if they hear something rattling inside this toy, they will rip that tape and destroy to get at what's inside because they want to know what's inside of it. Whereas if you put it in a clear sack that I know you guys use for other grab bags, and do it that way, would be a much better option. So, yeah. So take it for what you will. I know that I'm just a small little channel, but who knows? I made a comment on the Walmart video a few videos back, and I had a comment from Walmart within a day. So maybe Goodwill also patrols Goodwill, or Goodwill also patrols YouTube, and maybe we'll see this. Maybe maybe it'll help somewhere along the line. But that way, it keeps some of this nice vintage, well-made toys, for the next, for grandkids and great-grandkids, because, it's lasted over 40 years and still looks in great shape and still works. So let's keep it that way. All right. Hope you guys have a great day wherever you're at. Bye.